Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into episode 1 of the Coach Ollie Smith Show for 2025, the preseason leading into week 1. Coach Smith, looking forward to a great season with the team.
Absolutely, a excited time, as you get into it year in, year out. I told the guys yesterday in a team meeting that it's exciting time all around the country when it's come to high school football, man. It's an awesome time.
As always, brought to you by the folks at Twin City Used Cars. Thanks to Bobby Ledbetter and the staff there for their support of Titan football. Coach, let's take a look at the schedule and just kind of preview what we're looking at from a schedule standpoint in this first segment. Obviously, a year ago, Muscle Shoals came in. It was a great ball game a year ago. This time we returned the favor on Thursday night, travel out to play Muscle Shoals in what should be a game between two playoff caliber teams.
Absolutely. We think that it'll be a great test for us right out the gate. I think that's the type of game that we want to schedule for our kids to look forward to through the spring and summer workouts to get geared up for it and to be excited for it. But overall, our schedule, I think that it's a great test for our kids.
Kamarian Johnson for them, the Alabama commit, and of course Zion Gibson for us, the Alabama commit. A lot of star-studded action in this particular ball game.
Absolutely. It'll be a fun game to watch. You'll get able to come out and test and kind of see where you're at playing against a high-caliber team early on.
First home game is the following Friday night against not a new foe. The Hewitt-Trussville Huskies. Coach Floyd will bring those guys up 59 to Gadsden.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, and I think this will be one of the best teams he's had in some time. I think they're really excited about it. But for us and Hewitt, whenever we get together, typically it's always a great ball game.
And we're going to unveil the video scoreboard that night and some changes in pregame and things like that. Should be a great opportunity for you to come out and watch Titan football. Let's pack out Titan Stadium.
Absolutely. Every time we open up, we need to.
So the following week, another home game, you open up region play against Buckhorn.
Absolutely. As I told our guys coming in, that'll be what I would say almost like our Super Bowl. That's the opening or region play. Nothing else matters at that point right there. We got to take it 1 week at a time, but that's going to be a big ball game for us.
Now, you and I have known each other a long time. You would much rather have week 10 off, but we actually have that next week off, and that's due to some scheduling things, so we'll have an early season break after the Buckhorn game.
Absolutely. It'll give us a chance to correct some things and maybe move some guys if we hadn't seen, if we feel like after those first 3 games that we need to move some guys around or get some guys some more opportunities and things. So it'll give us an early chance to kind of catch our breaths and kind of see where we at right there.
That'll move you into a 2-game road stretch where you go to Hazel Green and Bob Jones back-to-back.
Yeah, a region game up that way, and then you got a really tough 7A team out of Bob Jones up there that Coach White does a great job. So our kids, again, will have to get themselves ready mentally to travel 2 straight weeks.
So, Coach, then we come home for a 2-game stand, a homecoming game against Lee, and a big game against the Fort Payne Wildcats.
Absolutely. Those are homecoming. Typically, you would hope it wasn't a region game, but you got that region game for homecoming. Sure. Then you have Fort Payne. That's, they won the region last year. They come in and they got returning a lot of guys this year. And Coach Elmore and those guys are, I'm sure looking to be it's just as good as they were last year.
Then 2 region road games. Go to Southside. First time to Barney Hood Stadium, and then go to May. We'll talk about May in just a minute.
Yes, sir. Very, very interesting going over there. The South Side last year again. We ended up 3rd in the region. We have Fort Payne, then we play them. And over there it'll be a hostile situation for our kids. I think they'll look forward to it. That's a game that they look forward to.
So we'll close with 2 Thursday night games, a region road game at May Jemison, and then a home game non-region against Fultondale.
Yeah, man, two big ones, going up to close out the region on a Thursday night up there. And then we got Fultondale, we have them here getting ready to close out the regular season. That'll be senior night, a big deal for our seniors. These guys have been with us, the whole group, and they've done a great job for us since they've been here, getting ready to go into playoffs.
And that's the night before Halloween.
Absolutely. Actually, that'll be a big one right there, so hopefully we can get a little trick-or-treat going that night.
Usually have that week off, but at least you'll have one extra night with it being a Thursday game before we get ready for some playoff games.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
That's a look at the schedule for 2025. We'll take a commercial break and be back to look at the team in just a moment.
Hey Titan fans, this is Coach Ali Smith. Are you looking for a great deal on a used car? At Twin City Used Cars in Gaston, they have the best selection of pre-owned vehicles to fit your budget and lifestyle. And they offer competitive pricing to make sure you drive away with comfort. Visit them today at Twin City Used Cars in Gaston or view their inventory online at twincityusedcars.com. At Twin City, your next car is waiting for you. Go Titans.
Now for segment 2 of the first episode of the Coach Ali Smith Show here for 2025. Coach, we take a turn now to look at the personnel. You lost some really pivotal guys from last year, but that's the nature of high school football. It's not the NFL. So let's take a look at the side of the football you like to talk about the most anyway, and that's the defensive side of the ball.
You know, defensively, man, you look over it, and we tell everybody every year, that's why I like to base our defense out of what we call a big five.
Sure.
I tell our kids every year, we don't get to pick and choose who's going to be here. So, you know, we graduate, we may have some guys still there behind them, but we got to be able to go through our personnel. So defensively, you know, our secondary is still intact, but our interior front is not, you know, but the bulk of our guys are back in the back end of that thing. So we excited to be able to do some things
So
out there.
the big change for you is you know, Coach Rashawn Edwards has been calling defense with you for years.
Yes.
He stepped away from football. The athletic director duties, Jeff Lumpkin's come in to handle that.
Yes, sir. Hey, and looking forward, Jeff's been with us. Our kids know him. They felt comfortable with him, and I think that was one of the big things, the big draws to getting him back over here. He knows what we like to do because we wanted to come in and keep the terminology, keep everything pretty much the same. Somebody that came in and had the feel of us.
So on the defense, you know, you really talk about 3 levels. The back end, you return 4 guys that aren't just starters, but 4 guys who are being looked at the next level. It's a section of the defense that you're going to depend heavily on.
Yes, we will, and as a team as a whole with those guys, and just hopefully they can grow and continue to get better week in and week out.
And then, of course, you go to the linebacker spot, 2 of your 3 guys back there with Butler, who it seems to be everywhere. I don't even know the number, don't have the number of tackles in front of me, but the last 2 years has been a tackling machine. He'll kind of anchor that linebacking core for you.
Yeah, man, Chris is a football junkie. He loves it. He does a really good job. Xavier, you know, he does a really good job with him. They do a really good job of communicating, and we're going to have to add 2 other pieces to that puzzle, and we'll be fine.
So then the front is where you're going to be starting guys who were either banged up last year, didn't get to spend a lot of time playing up front like Damian King, versus some guys who played in roles, but they were more reserve roles because of how talented you were up front last year.
Yeah, we get a chance, and it's exciting. You know, you talk about Damian. You know, you got hurt first ball game of the season last year. Then you have another kid, Michael Hightower. Michael has, you know, been one of the guys since the 10th grade that we thought was going to be that guy, and unfortunately he's had a few injuries, but this year we're looking forward to him. He's done a great job of taking care of his body. He looked really great. We expected some big things out of him.
On the offensive side of the ball, Coach Poole brings back a good team there on the offensive side of the ball. Talk a little bit about how the Final Four run helped some of those guys.
Well, I tell you this, that has really, really helped them in maturity, competing, expecting to win. Man, you bring those guys back because, man, hey, winning breeds winning. Sure. And so, you know, that's been a big part for us. So, you know, that has been a really good piece of our puzzle as well.
So as far as from a layout standpoint, there's going to be a lot of spots that there's competition for in the fall.
Absolutely, all around the board, and we say that really on both sides of the ball. And I tell our kids, that's why we're not in region play starting out. We like great competition. We tell the kids every day, iron sharpens iron. Compete at the highest level you can. And so, you know, we'll go through these first few weeks and let everybody compete, and there'll be some things that'll iron itself out once the game starts.
Absolutely. That's a look at the offense. Welcome back to episode 1. This is segment 3 of the Ali Smith Show here. Coach, we have an opportunity to go to a place we've never been before, and that's Muscle Shoals, perennial powerhouse in 6A. Coaching staff does a great job. Let's talk a little bit about the Trojans.
Man, a really good, solid football team. They are top 10. They are going to be one of the favorites to come out of the North this year, as they are always. Coach Basin and his staff does an excellent job, and so we will have our work cut out for us.
You rarely look at the quarters and semifinals in 6A without Muscle Shoals being in the conversation. They're just always around it.
Absolutely, year in, year out, and that's why I thought this will be a great opening test for our kids when we scheduled this game 2 years ago.
So last year, it was a thriller. I mean, a blocked field goal, return for a touchdown. It was a great back and forth ball game. We go there, obviously. Defensively, they've got a lot of diamonds that shine, but it all starts with number 8, Kamarion Johnson.
Absolutely, you got to know where he's at. He's going to make his presence felt. And, they do a good job of moving him around, getting him in the run fits and different things like that. So, we will be excited with getting a chance to go and play those guys.
So, offensive side of the ball, talk about what you expect from Muscle Shoals.
Man, they're going to put it on number 10, the quarterback, and he does a really good job. He did a good job for him last year, and I think that they'll do a really good job of letting him getting them in and out of plays and different things like that.
Last year, the kicking game had as we talked about a second ago, had a huge impact on the outcome. Kind of expect similar type ball game, maybe in the kicking game. Hopefully can get something going there.
Well, we'll see. And what we have to do is be solid. I always say we want to win all 4 phases, and that's offense, defense, special teams, and operations or sideline, because of that all plays a very, very important part of what goes on Friday nights or Thursday night.
Hopefully you guys can join us at Muscle Shoals on Thursday night for the opener. If not, you can tune into the Gaston City Titans Sports Network. You can do that on YouTube or on the Mixler app, or you can listen to our radio affiliates as well for that. As for today, that will wrap up this episode of the Coach Ali Smith Show. Thanks again to Twin City Used Cars. See you next week.
Go Titans.
Go Titans.